This girl freezes in shock. The beggar she just saw looks exactly like her boyfriend who disappeared 2 years ago. Her heart skips a beat. She rushes out, calling his name, but he's already gone. Her cries echo through the narrow alley until her voice fades into silence. Their story began with an awkward encounter. On his first day as a security guard, Ziming met a blind girl who kept handing him food, murmuring to herself. When he asked if she had the wrong person, she realized her mistake, blushed, and tried to leave. But rain poured outside, trapping her at the gate. Seeing her stand helplessly, Ziming invited her in to stay dry. As they sat together, she listened to the TV with a smile, her face glowing at every sound. Ziming couldn't take his eyes off her calm expression. Before leaving, she handed him a seaweed roll and told him to try it. That night, he took a bite and couldn't stop smiling. It was simple, but delicious. He even shared it with his pet turtle before lying awake, thinking about her. The next day, she came again. "Can you open the window?" she asked softly. "You just exercised, didn't you?" He froze, embarrassed. She could tell just by smell, but she didn't mind. She kept talking about the TV show, laughing when she heard her earrings were the same as a celebrity's. When she left, he returned her lunchbox and gave her some peaches. When she reached out to shake his hand, he hesitated, then gently took it. That brief touch stayed with him all night. From then on, Ziming changed. He cleaned the booth, aired the room, even bought new shoes. Every time he heard the tap of her cane, his heartbeat quickened. But when she walked in, she tilted her head and said, "You changed shoes, didn't you? I can smell it." He turned red, speechless. They watched TV together again, silent but comfortable. Then she suddenly asked, "Are you handsome?" He stuttered, "People say I have character." She giggled. After she left, a car sped by and scared her. She tripped and dropped a bottle. Ziming ran to help and took her to the hospital. Luckily, she was fine. From that day on, their bond deepened. When they reached her home, he offered to carry her upstairs. She smiled mischievously and agreed. Under the dim streetlights, he carried her on his back, trying not to breathe too hard. She kept laughing, teasing him the whole way. At her apartment, he helped fix a clogged sink, only to pull out a squirrel print underwear. She snatched it back, blushing. To thank him, she gave him 2 concert tickets. He hesitated, saying he had no one to go with. She smiled. "Then I'll come with you." He couldn't hide his grin. And Yonghua was happy too. She spent hours preparing for that night, curled her hair, put on lipstick, and her favorite dress. When Ziming saw her, he froze. She was stunning. During the concert, he barely listened to the music. His eyes never left her face. Afterward, they had dinner together. She playfully asked, "What did you do before being a guard? Were you a bad guy?" Her joke struck a nerve. He went quiet. "Don't ask about my past." His tone hurt her. She forced a smile, then left early. Realizing his mistake, he followed and apologized. "I was a bad man once, but not anymore." She closed the door in silence. After that, she stopped coming. Ziming still waited every day, his heart heavy with regret. Weeks passed, and her absence grew unbearable. In the end, he went to his friends to talk, but they were furious and asked where he had disappeared all those years. With no choice, Ziming finally told them the truth. He had gone to prison. Back then, he worked as a debt collector. One debtor, cornered and hopeless, set himself on fire and jumped. The man survived, but Ziming was sentenced to prison. Since then, he'd been trying to make up for it, visiting the hospital and helping where he could. A nurse once gave him a hairband, telling him he was kind at heart, and that one day, someone would see it. Meanwhile, Jinghua's life fell into chaos. Her boss had been harassing her for months. One night, he broke into her home. She tried to fight him off, but he grew violent. Just when she thought it was over, Ziming burst in. Seeing her terrified, he lost control. Rage took over. He beat the man until his hands bled. She screamed for him to stop. He finally did, but not before breaking the man's finger. Breathing hard, he whispered, "I'll take care of you." "Why?" she asked tearfully. "Who are you to me?" He said nothing. Before leaving, he placed the hairband on her table. During her recovery, he watched over her quietly. One evening, she returned to his booth, telling him she'd quit her job. "Take me somewhere this weekend," she said. He tried to act calm, but joy filled his face. That day, he brought a surprise, a puppy named Wuyu, meaning no worries. "If I'm ever not around," he said, "let him protect you." They drove to the sea, where the sunset painted the waves gold. He picked 2 pebbles and handed one to her. In a field of light, they promised each other forever. For the first time, Ziming felt peace, and in the days that followed, he worked harder, saving money, fixing their small home. She traced his face with her fingers, memorizing every line. When she leaned in, he kissed her. Their laughter filled the room every night. To ease his pain from boxing, she learned massage. He suggested opening a small pottery shop. She'd craft, and he'd sell. Life finally felt simple and warm, until one day, she showed him a photo of her parents. If they were still here, she said softly, they'd love you. Her words froze him. She told him about the accident, the flaming man falling from a building, the crash that killed her parents, and the blindness that followed. Ziming's face turned pale. The man she saw burning was the debtor from his past. His mistake had destroyed her family. That night, he stayed up punching the bag until his knuckles bled. When he came home, she was gone. The room was a mess. Panicking, he searched everywhere and finally found her at the hospital. She was hurt, but alive. Doctors said her sight could be restored, but soon, or it would be too late. The surgery was expensive, but he was determined. Desperate, he begged his old boss for help. The man agreed. If Ziming fought in an illegal underground match, he accepted. He lied to Yonghua, saying he had savings, and told her to go through with the surgery. When I wake up, she whispered, I want to see you first. He smiled and held her hand, hiding his fear. The next morning, he left everything behind, burned his ID, erased his past, and vanished. Soon after, in a dark basement surrounded by shouting gamblers, Ziming fought for his life. His opponent was massive. He was knocked down again and again, but he refused to quit. He had someone waiting for him. With one final punch, he won, but his boss betrayed him again, forcing him into smuggling a diamond. On the way, he called the hospital. Her surgery was a success. He smiled for the first time in weeks, but moments later, a car rammed into him. Two men stabbed him and left him bleeding in the snow. His boss arrived, confirming the betrayal. As his vision faded, he thought of her smile one last time. Meanwhile, Yonghua recovered her sight, but her heart felt empty. She never saw Ziming again after she woke up. Days passed. No news. The police couldn't help. Her home faced demolition, but she refused to move. What if he came back? One day, she received a small package. Inside was the hairband and an address. She followed it to a nursing home and met the man from the fire. He told her the truth. The man she loved had caused her tragedy. She broke down, torn between love and hate. In the end, love won. She forgave him quietly. Years passed. Her flower shop flourished. Suitors came and went, but she turned them all down. Her heart was already taken. Every holiday, she volunteered at the nursing home, helping the blind and the old. One afternoon, she massaged an old man's shoulders. When he turned slightly, her breath caught. It was Ziming. He stayed silent, trembling. Her touch was familiar, and tears filled his eyes. She looked at his name tag. Different name. She sighed, convincing herself it was just another memory. After she left, he gripped a small pebble in his hand, their promise, and finally let out a shaky breath. The woman he'd loved for years was right beside him, and he couldn't call her name. 2 months later, he recovered enough to leave. One day, as he walked outside, her dog Wu Yu ran up to him, barking happily. The dog recognized him immediately. He froze, tears welling up. Yonghua came over, offering to walk him home. He shook his head, turning away. She didn't understand why she suddenly wanted to cry. When she returned home, she noticed her turtle was gone. The clerk said a limping man had taken it. Her heart sank. The dog barked again, facing the street, and she knew. She ran outside, calling his name, but he was gone. Desperate, she drove to the hospital, only to learn he'd been discharged weeks ago. Panic filled her chest. Then suddenly, she remembered one place, the golden field where they once made their promise. And there he was. He sat by the lake, releasing the turtle into the water. The old tree they once leaned on was now carved into 2 benches. He touched the wood, reading the words she'd once written, waiting for him to come home. When he turned, she was there, tears shining in her eyes. She reached out, touching the scar on his face. For a moment, neither spoke. Then she pulled him into her arms. After years of pain, loss, and waiting, they finally found their way back to each other. And this time, nothing could tear them apart. Only You is a Korean romantic drama centered on love and redemption, portraying a heartfelt connection that blooms in the face of hardship. Without extravagant settings, the film draws its power from the struggles and perseverance of 2 ordinary people, a fallen ex-boxer seeking redemption, and a blind girl who is both fragile and strong. Their encounter becomes a light in each other's darkness, and together they cling to love despite the cruelty of fate. This love has nothing to do with fame or wealth. It's a vow to stand against the world for you, blending the passion of the boxing ring with the tenderness of everyday moments. The story intertwines sacrifice and protection, loss and fulfillment, making Only You a tearful yet healing classic of pure love.